Welcome to the WBC Arena. The time is now as we get set for what should be an incredible matchup. I'm Todd Grisham. Alongside me, Johnny Nelson.
You tried to give me the slip, didn't you, my friend? There was no way I was going to miss this.
It's time for our tale of the tape. Marco Antonio Barrera, 5'6" tall with a reach of 70 inches. And he'll be squaring off against Erik Morales, El Terrible, 5'8" tall with a reach of 72 inches.
Nobody knows who's going to win. You can have an argument for the winner on both sides, but this is that fight. We'll be talking about this fight for years to come.
The baby-face assassin. It doesn't matter the weight class. Bantamweight, super bantam, featherweight, super featherweight, or lightweight. He's held world titles in 3 different weight classes. Here comes Erik El Terrible Morales. This man is as tough as they come, fighting out of Tijuana, Mexico. A true boxing legend.
This is going to be an intense stare before the fight starts.
This bout is scheduled for 12 rounds of boxing. Fighting out of the red corner from Mexico City, here is the sensational 3-division champion of the world, the baby-faced assassin, Marco Antonio Barrera. Fighting out of the blue corner from Tijuana, Baja California, Mexico, here is the renowned 4-division champion of the world, introducing Erik El Terrible Morales.
Not too many seats to be had in this arena as the hype continues to build for this showdown.
All I can say, heaven on earth.
I want you to
heaven on earth.
What a great venue and what a great matchup. Cannot wait for this one. And there's the bell for round 1. Straight right just misses. Punch, counter punch. Every time they throw a shot, they get countered. Nope, that hook won't score. Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. You'd like to see more jabs. To be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. Every time he throws a punch, a receipt is coming. And Barrera is rocked. And it appears they're out of trouble, at least for now. But that just goes to show you one clean punch changes everything.
What recovery skills they are. What a shot it was. Completely gone. I thought there's no way he's going to finish this round. But look at that. Look at the movement. Look at the speed. Back on it. Like it never happened.
And they figure out the combination to this sink.
Perfectly matched. Skill for skill. Tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you. And so I've got to respect both of us.
Whoa, Johnny, out of nowhere. Look at this. Oh my. Barrera has never been in this kind of trouble before. There's a counter shot. And Morales, he's rocked. We've seen him get out of this kind of trouble before, but and Morales goes down on the canvas. Thank goodness we've got instant replay. We get to see it again.
You're right, Todd. What a shot.
Coming up Morales in that last round. What a huge momentum swing that's going to be, considering that round will be 10-8 after the knockdown.
I love the response, though. Got back up, took a deep breath, thought, right, brush it off, get on with the job.
Get to the end of what you do. Good work.
And there's the bell to start round 2. How to get the momentum shift coming their way. What can they do here?
What a heavy knockdown. How are they going to come back from that? They staggered back to the corner. They've got a fresh...
Whoa, Johnny! Barrera might be going down! And right back into the fray.
It's been a tough round so far. It's been a tough round. What do they do? What do they tell him when he goes back to the corner? How are they going to get through this?
These two have been going at it on social media, and now finally, they're about to go at it in the ring.
You have certain fighters that are born for this, that are made for the big crowd. And looking at that corner right there, that is that fighter right there. They have elevated, lifted, it's like they're not touching the ground. This is what they were born for.
Those who thought this would be a mismatch, you are sorely wrong.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. She's like a match made in heaven.
Nice counter. What heart, what desire, but at what cost? Are we about to see the legend Barrera go down? Antonio Barrera is on the canvas. And this replay, you can see it. That body punch folded him like a lawn chair.
I need to see that again.
So final 10 seconds of the round, and he is looking really sharp. Let's talk about Barrera in that last round. So it's plan B time after being knocked down in that round.
To make or break a fighter.
Breathe. I need you to focus on what you're doing.
Okay, I'm happy. I like that round. Good work. Good work at that.
Getting back into this, you're better than this, kid. Go back out there.
And there's the bell to start round 3. He got knocked down in the last round. Let's see what he can do here.
Oh, listen to me.
Whoa, hold on a second, Johnny. Erik Morales is dazed. No, we don't see a knockdown.
Being dazed now needs to steady the pace. Get the pace back to normal.
Is he gonna punch himself out, though? This counter fighter believes in me. Anything you can do, I can do better. They'll let you throw a punch first, and they'll answer you and usually hit you harder.
They have got great ring IQ. Counter punches are the best.
When are we going to see a jab from these two? Those counter punches have to hurt. Perfect counter lands. Right when you think the pace will slow down, it picks up. Perfect counter shot. That hook doesn't score. Nice stop, but that won't score. You know the scorecards are going to be all over over the place in this one. Let's talk about Barrera in that last round. Well, we're entering desperation mode here. Gonna need a knockout.
Wow, it's like two different leagues.
Win this round. You had everything in the bag.
Yes, I like that round. Good round. You feel good? You were thinking?
You were back on. Get focused. Get your mind back on the job.
Here we go in round 4. Who's going to land the first big shot? Safe to say that last round was a nightmare. Let's see if we can turn it around here.
That was a tough last round. Now you've got to make sure he doesn't put it on him. That's what he's going to try and do. So tie him up, hold him, lean on him. Don't get drawn into a fight. Not yet. Not until your senses have come back.
Catch and shoot. Good counter punch. Beautiful counter punch. Cannot throw out a lazy jab in this fight. You'll get knocked out. And he scores with the counter. The straight right just misses. This has been a very competitive round as we reach the midway point.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
Well done with that counter shot. Good counter punching. He needs to be careful not to punch himself out. Nice counter punch right up the middle. A very competitive round with 10 seconds left. Let's talk about Barrera in that last round. At this point, you got to believe he can't win on the scorecards. Gonna need a knockout.
Come on. You let him back into the fight.
Back into the fray here in round 5. Off their stools and ready to go. Let's hope this round is more competitive.
They've had 1 minute to recover. Now they've got to bluff it. They've got to bluff it. They've got to come out now and style it out. Get on the back foot, jab, rest on the jab. Be smart and pop until your legs come back. Then put the pressure on.
Threw a punch and just got countered. Every time they drop their guard, they get caught. It's knockout or bust for both of these fighters. How about that time counter shot? Hey, it's the featherweight division. You're going to see a lot of speed in this fight.
This can be so frustrating when you're under such a fast fighter that can throw 3-4 shot combinations before you've even let one up. That creates frustration, and that's when it gets hard.
That counter shot lands. Nice counter shot. Swing and a miss with that hook. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. That jab was blocked. Very close round with 10 seconds to go. The fighter's vision is paramount, and the referee may stop it here. And it looks like this fight will continue. Let's talk about Barrera in that last round. Well, it's no secret who has the advantage after that last round. Let's see what they have in store for us. Let's start the 6th. That last round was huge for him, Johnny. How does he keep the momentum going?
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
Nice counter shot. And this wasn't in the game plan. Morales has to find a way out of this. Didn't wait long to get back and get engaged.
Now they've got to wake up, they've got to get on the back foot, clear the head a little bit, then jump back into it again. It's all about the hustle. Get back on it.
So far, it seems like aggression has been the key. This fighter just not slowing down.
I've seen some aggressive fighters. They can terrorize the life out of you before they've even thrown their shot. The strength they have, the speed they have, and that knockout punch, they want to punch through you. They don't want to punch you. They want to punch straight through you. So you've got to be careful.
Big shots from both these fighters. Got to be careful, though.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. She's like a match made in heaven.
Only catching air with that hook. Not a lot of defense here at all. And he wasn't ready for that counter punch. That counter punch caught him clean. This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. Talk about Barrera in that last round. After what we saw in that last round, it's pretty obvious who has the advantage here.
Dominance, without a doubt, makes it look so easy.
Okay, you let him back into the fight that round. That's his round.
Here comes round 7. After a really strong round, let's see if they can finish the job.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
What do you think of this fight so far, Johnny?
Todd, you know what? Sometimes when I've got in the ring with fights like that and you punch them, you just want to run. You want that spaceship to come and lift you out there because you think, what the hell am I going to do now?
Think of holding on here for a minute. They exchange punches. One punch could change anything when these two step in the ring. Back and forth they go, neither fighter willing to back down.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I got to respect both of them more than happy.
Beautiful counter shot. Holding nothing back here in the round. His stamina is off the charts. Nice counter punch. So much for being a good sport here. They're going to taunt. Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. Let's talk about Barrera in that last round. Well, there was no doubt about who won that round.
You can't leave it up to the judges. It's up to you as the fighter, and the cornerman's got to put a firecracker on that fighter. Get out there and get the job done.
Switch on. Great work.
And they're back at it again here in round 8. Well, there's no doubt about who won that last round. Let's see what he has for us here in the next one.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
Perfect counter shot. Punch, counter punch. There's been a significant aggression difference in this fight, Johnny. What do you see?
Sometimes when you have a fight, the best way to beat a fight is not give them what they want. Because they want to get you there. They want you to stand there toe-to-toe with them and have a tell. That's what they do in the gym every single day of the week. What you've got to do is you've got to frustrate them as they set their shot. Get out of the way. And they'll get so angry, so frustrated because they can't work.
Both of these fighters have had their moments.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
You can see the heavy breathing, but that's not slowing him down. Missing with the hook. Swing and a miss with the hook. Beautiful counter shot. This round could go either way. 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about Barrera in that last round. Now you start wondering how much work these two fighters did in the gym.
This is when you talk about championship material.
But you'll take him out. He's ready to...
Oh, what was that? What are you doing? Come on, you're switching on.
And we enter the ninth. That 1 minute break surely wasn't enough for him to completely recover.
Exerted a lot of energy in the fight so far. Now they're shattered. This is what you call championship rounds. If you have done the work, slept right, ate right, prepped right, I'm expecting you to get through this. If not, if you've cheated, the ring can be the loneliest place in the world.
He threw a punch and just got countered. Well, you know with featherweights, the hands are going to be flying. A lot of punch output.
What a gift. What a gift it is to have a chin where you know you can walk through anything and everything. When you let those shots go and it's just bouncing up and they're walking you down, it's so demoralizing. It absolutely breaks your heart. What else can you do?
They exchange punches. Tough to be a judge in this fight as both fighters have had their big moments.
Skill for skill, tap for tap, just like a match made in heaven.
Well, they're going deep into the gas tank on this round. That counter shot lands. Deciding to let it all hang out here in this round. Nice counter punch right up the middle. Missed him with that uppercut. A lot of effort being exerted here. You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. Talk about Barrera in that last round. You've heard the old phrase, this might come down to who wants it more, but it might come down...
There's 1-2 straights down the middle.
Here comes the 10th round. Not sure these two fighters can keep up the pace we saw last round, but you know they're going to try.
An amazing pace and tempo set in the last round. Can you keep this up? Me personally, I don't think that's possible. And if they can, their training, their conditioning would have been ridiculous, like they're in the army. But these guys, if they can keep up this pace, we are in for a great night.
This fighter's sort of the death by 1,000 paper cuts approach. They'll hit you 1,000 times before you can land one.
Let me explain to you about a fast fight that's got hand speed and footwork. They're relaxed. Confident. They know they just have the quick burst, boom! In a split second, they've let 4 shots go. Their footwork has got them out of the way. And these guys are so relaxed, and that's why they can maintain this all the way through a fight.
Well done with that counter shot. halfway through the round, and there's not a lot separating these two.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them more than happy.
This fighter expending a lot of energy in this round. Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. Is he going to punch himself out, though? Nice counter shot. There's a counter shot. That's a lot of swelling. The referee taking a good look at it. Is he going to stop it? To the relief of the fans here, this fight will continue. Let's talk about Barrera in that last round. We'll see how much endurance these two fighters have.
You cannot gas out if you prepared right, slept right, ate right, and did everything right for this fight. You have no excuse for gassing out.
Hosting this fight, and now you're going to let him get... You do. Good work.
And there's the bell for round 11. How much is left in their tank after last round?
What were they doing that round? Are they trying to get an earning out? That's a lot of energy burst. They did 6 rounds in one. They're going to be absolutely shattered.
There's no doubt that this fighter's power can change the fight around in an instant. You can't afford to make one single minor mistake.
You've got to be courageous when you get in there with someone that's bigger, stronger, and faster. You've just got to use brain then.
Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. Failing to score with that right hook. The straight right just misses. This has been a very competitive round between these two.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
How much confidence do you build when your opponents hit you with their best shot and you walk right through them?
Work the body, frustrate them, take the mind off the chin, take the mind off protecting everything around that. Work the body, use tactics. Sometimes it's all right to actually outbox a fight and beat them on points.
And he wasn't ready for that counter punch. He missed with that jab. Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. Let's talk about Barrera in that last round. I'm worried about these two fighters gassing out as this fight goes on.
Just when you talk about championship.
On to the 12th. Fatigue is setting in. Let's see how they handle it here in this round.
Exerted a lot of energy in the fight so far. Now they're shattered. This is what you call championship rounds. If you have done the work, slept right, ate right, prepped right, I'm expecting you to get through this. If not, if you've cheated, the ring can be the loneliest place.
And down goes El Terrible. Wow, let's take another look at that.
A shot from the gods took him out.
Many people would have predicted it, but we've got a knockout victory.
What a build-up. What a journey towards this fight. What a fight itself. The crowd enjoyed it. The fighters enjoyed it. I certainly enjoyed it. And what a way to end the fight. There's no mistake there about who won. What a shot.